Hello and welcome to South First. From winning just 23 assembly and 3 parliament seats in 2019 to scoring more than 136 assembly and 16 parliamentary constituencies in Andhra Pradesh, Showtime Consulting, commonly known as STC, has played a crucial role in Chandrababu Naidu's TDP comeback. To know more about STC and the work they have done for TDP, we have with us Director and Head of Operation in Andhra Pradesh, Shantanu Singh. Welcome Shantanu, welcome to South First. So first thing I really want to know about, could you tell about your professional background and what you did before starting your career in political consultancy?
Yeah, it was nowhere related to politics for sure. So before joining the political space in 2015, Bihar IPAC project,
Okay.
I was there, one of the founding members were there. So I was working as a product development manager at ITC.
Okay.
Yeah, so if any of your viewers smoke, few of those cigarettes I was a part of in development of. I was part of that business that made cigarette packs.
Okay, okay.
So I was there for around 2 years.
Okay.
And I ventured out into this field also, like not because of some very high level thought that I had. I just wanted to experiment. So I came into this. By academic training, I'm an electrical engineer from IIT Kanpur, but didn't use that education apart from the problem solving part of it, what I learned anywhere in my professional life. I am from Ayodhya, from a normal family. So that's more or less the background that I have. I started in 2015 and Bihar, then I worked in UP, which unfortunately we lost when we were as the IPAC. Then 2017 to 19, I was leading the campaign for IPAC for Mr. Jagannath Reddy.
Okay.
And for a year I was at NUS. I went to the policy school over there. And after that I worked with Didi, like obviously in IPAC,
In West Bengal.
In West Bengal, 21. And then I took a small break. I just wanted to focus a bit on myself.
Okay.
And post that, this opportunity came. So I came and started working over here.
STC.
STC.
Can you tell me a bit about STC? What is when did STC started and who all are people in STC?
Yeah,
who is
so-
leading the team?
So STC was founded in November 2019 by Robin.
Okay.
And TDP was its first project.
Okay.
And so, I mean, the first focus of STC was to basically build a cadre base in TDP because in last election things got way too bad for them. There were mass defections. I mean, I was involved in a lot of them.
Okay.
From at village level, people were marked and they were poached by YCP.
Okay.
And so first was to kind of like keep the flock intact, get things done. So in due course of time, we picked up 2 more projects. One with Mr. Conrad Sangma in Meghalaya, which we won.
Okay. Yeah.
And there also we were against our own friends. And the second one was Mr. Shinde.
Okay. So right now, like, what is the space for these political consultancy in the country? Because since 2014, it has become a hot topic. Even the political parties and even the general public, they are talking about political consultancy because of the IPAC, Prashant Kishore and all. What do you see? What will be the future of political consultancy in this arena?
Yeah, to answer that, I have to break it down into 2 parts. Yeah? Because there's just, I feel that there's too much fluff around political consulting, and few of my friends love to speak very highly of the work that they do. So first I wanted to clear, and then I'll talk about the future. So yeah, very honestly, the contribution that a political consulting firm or a political strategist, as people are called, we do to the overall thing is a bit overhyped. If I have to give you a metaphor to make you understand, I mean, we are kind of like spice in
Okay.
food. Like we can make your food more palatable, we can make it tastier, we can make it smell better. But your nutrition you get from your party, your leader, your ideology and messaging. So please don't link the future of political consulting with the political dynamics as such.
Okay.
Because in an election, your party, your leader, your ideology, your past track record, it matters a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Our work is more of making it better, like projecting it in a better way to the people. But we can't, there's no magic trick to it here. We can't do anything as such out of thin air. Now coming to the future of political consulting firm there. Now, based on the current results that we have seen, the political space is going to get way more competitive because, I mean, BJP's spread has shrunk a bit. So, I feel that the other sides will try to get a better share of that, or maybe try to ride on the momentum that's kind of being built up, that okay, BJP is not the BJP of 2014 and all. That's what generally people are saying. So I feel new ventures will come up. One major thing would be the third bloc, basically outside of regional parties, outside of BJP and Congress, who will now try to get back to the power position that they had in 90s or early 2000, like till 2010s. So in that ecosystem, I feel that political consultants will play a very big role.
So who all are emerging political consultants right now? Because since 2014, that one name which we all have heard is of Prashant Kishore and IPAC. Right now, I am sitting with you because of your work you have done in Meghalaya or you have done in Andhra Pradesh right now. Apart from that, Sunil Konagulu for Karnataka and Telangana. Apart from these three organizations, do you see any other organization coming up?
Quite possibly, yeah. I mean, when STC started or STC started getting traction, nobody had imagined that something new will come up because everyone assumed that okay, there's IPAC and only that will do those sort of projects. So someone can definitely come up. There are a few individuals who are working with BJP. Those guys don't want their names to be discussed in media. They're friends, so I'll not mention that.
Okay.
But yeah, there are a few people who are doing quite good work with BJP. So I mean, they are better to comment on what they do, but like, yeah, they do some phenomenal work over there. Apart from us, there are a few people who are doing individual assignments. For let's say one MP, maybe 2-3 MLAs, those sort of things. In that, there are two people who are working right now on. It's kind of like an IP thing, so I can't mention it over here. But they are doing some amazing job. Yeah, these guys, these are a few old friends of mine who are in touch, and they keep it's just basic brainstorming that we do, but if they are able to achieve those things, basically using tech in a more seamless manner in the overall electioneering process, I feel they can totally disrupt the space.
Okay, now
and that keeps me on the edge here because I also have to keep innovating. Otherwise, it's very easy to get obsolete in this domain here.
Well, I'll come to some political questions now. Okay. So, in December 2023, at I think it was Vijayawada airport, that Prashant Kishore was seen along with Nada Lokesh, and later he also mentioned that he met Mr. Naidu and he advised him. And he met Naidu on the request of your founder, Robin Sharma. So,
what was on that flight?
Okay, you were there on that flight. Okay, can you tell me that what role Prashant Kishore played in this election? What is his advisory role in STC?
Yeah, Prashant's involvement in the Andhra campaign, I think best person to take that comment would be Prashant. Because he is trying to build a political movement in Bihar. So I would not like to comment on that part of it. On part what Prashant plays in our lives, both me and Robin, I can very honestly tell you this. Both I and Robin, we don't come from political families. We didn't have that formal political education, and we don't come from universities which are known for like ABVP, NSU, and also the real world politics is not something that was known to neither me, and I'm sure like Robin also, maybe some, because we are from UP, so we knew a bit about caste and all those things, but not the real political scene. So he is our first teacher
Okay.
of this, and I mean, it's really sweet of him that no matter what we are doing, if we reach out to him for any advice or help, so it might take some time because he is always busy. So you might, like, I might get a message back in 2 days, but I know for sure that if I'm stuck somewhere and I like drop a message to Prashant for help or advice or anything, so even if after 2 days, but the message will come.
Okay.
So that way he has been really sweet, and like he has, like even when I left IPAC, so I got a call from him. So I was expecting that maybe he'll scold me why you're going and all those things. He'll say, because he had already left and all. But he told me that you're like my younger brother, and don't think about that you're leaving so you can't get in touch. So I tried to explore that, but he has always been really sweet. He has been really kind to us.
What role STC played in Andhra Pradesh right now along with TDP? Was it just the communication or also the end-to-end selecting the candidate or surveying the candidate? What was the role there?
So it was end-to-end.
End-to-end.
So I'll give you an idea about my normal work day that used to be in like last 2 years.
Okay.
So it used to start with the 9 a.m. Check-in call with CBN sir and senior leaders. So CBN sir has this whole, he is a very sorted professional sort of guy, no? So 9 a.m. there will be a check-in call where all senior leaders, I, Robin, few other stakeholders, all of us will join, where we will present the details, updates about the overall happening. Then senior leaders will also give their own, share their own inputs and all, and then work used to be divided. And then the whole day we used to execute it. Maybe one catch-up call with maybe either an LN or someone in the evening, or the state, like Achan Nadu Garu, state party president, in the evening. And then in case CBN sir used to get time, then a late night 9, 10 catch-up call with him also, like what all happened. And the involvement was on almost everything, like communication was one part of it, organization building that was there, candidate selection, a lot of political liaison, especially getting people from YCP and retaining our flock.
Yeah.
That sort of thing also, CBN sir was really kind that he trusted us with those things.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, overall level, almost all aspects of it. Yeah, one thing you have to understand that we had also put in a lot at stake in this election. So we were also very keen that any factor that could have gone wrong, we wanted to have an eye on it, because yeah, if you lose an election, you lose an election. It's not like you can say, no, this happened wrong, that happened wrong. So we kept an eye on that. And he was really gracious in keeping us looped in almost everything. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask this question about Mr. Naidu, that how do you see him as a leader, one? The other thing is that what strategy your team adopted to leverage his leadership to gain the attention of the voters, as well as turning those attention into votes? And do you believe that Mr. Naidu arrest played a significant role in your campaign strategy?
Oh yeah, that's quite a loaded question. I'll go.
Okay, one by one.
So your first question was
how do you see Mr. Naidu as a leader? You have worked with different leaders, and
what sets him apart? Yeah, working with CBN sir, no. I mean, he's a politician, but it reminded me a lot of my research projects. He's more of a, like, so I did at IIT, I did a research project with Professor Badri Roysam at Houston University.
Okay.
So both these people, like, I felt the similar. So he has a very academic approach to the academic in the sense he's very professional. He knows a lot about what's happening. I mean, I sometimes felt ashamed because I am an engineer, and technically he studied economics, but he knows way, like, he was always more aware about what's happening in the AI space, what's happening in VR space, what can be done, how big data can be looped in into the whole thing. He always knew something more than what we knew.
Okay.
So either something more or the same information looked from a different perspective.
Okay.
And hell of a hardworking person, yeah. I mean, insane work ethic. And I'm not just saying this for the sake of it. Very hard taskmaster.
Okay.
But one thing that I really loved about him, that if he used to ensure that we are working, let's say 15, 16 hours a day, he would work 16 hours, 15 minutes. At least 15 minutes more, because for last 2 years, every time I wake up in the morning, either it's one last message from him after I dozed off or early morning message before I got up. So I used to send reports to him end of the day, whatever has happened, and he always used to come up with very precise inputs.
Okay.
Even when he was in jail. So Ellen sir was very actively coordinating everything. So Ellen is also quite
Ellen here is
Nara
Nara
Lokesh.
Lokesh.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
So Ellen sir was also very thorough in his approach and all. He likes to know things, how they are happening and all those things. He like to be very hands-on on things. So he used to, like, obviously we couldn't communicate with CBN sir. So he used to visit him with a lot of updates and all. And I kid you not, every time we got feedback, once I got a like point, there were bullet points in that. Not generic that, okay, do this, do that. Like clear cut, okay, this you are trying to achieve. This is the best person to guide you. Talk to him, like somebody in the party. It's a cadre-based party, so talk to him or talk to her. Or sometimes like he'll be like, okay, this you're trying to achieve. I see this problem will happen with my party, has this restrictions and all. So come up with certain alternatives or come up with a proposed team, which from the political side of things, who can get this done. So, I mean, it felt as if working on like a proper professionals they were. Like with CBN sir, it was really, and I mean, yeah, in 90s when we were growing up, I mean, we used to hear stories about Mr. Chandrababu Naidu from Andhra Pradesh, who was just revolutionizing the whole IT space in India. I was lucky to get a chance to work very closely with him, and he was really, really sweet and kind to give me the space so that I can do my thing. Yeah.
My second question was that what strategy your team has utilized to leverage his leadership and also the kind of figure he is to get the attention of the voters and like turning those attention, those views which people got of him into vote?
Yeah, almost everywhere. Because see, one thing, before I personally started this project, I had a very quick tour of Andhra Pradesh. Luckily, I knew where to go, like which places to go and talk to, understand the political scene of a particular area in Andhra Pradesh. So I very quickly did this thing, did a tour. What I understood was that people were really missing the development part of it. They saw that the development is not happening, there is no jobs and all those things, but they didn't know why. The general anger was there that, okay, this government is not able to match up to the expectation and all, but they were not sure why this is happening. So one thing which we realized was because the problem was a bit nuanced problem. You can't expect everyone to understand in one go, no matter how much you try. So I'm just giving an example, like how his personal credibility and brand helped. So as a first step, we decided in November, December of 2022 to take two people. So we broke down the overall thing into themes. And he used to do 3-4 day long trips in which he used to visit a particular area. So for example, let's say if he is focusing on destruction of educational infrastructure. So I knew that in Vijayanagaram and those areas, the schools were really struggling with basic amenities. So he'll go there, he'll visit those places. He used to visit those places. He used to meet the term we used was YCP victims. We used to meet those people, and then in the evening we used to do one public meeting.
Okay.
So a very detailed information, but broke down into size, like consumable bits, easily understandable bits, which he used to repeat for 3-4 days.
Okay.
So that message used to drill down in everyone's brain, and when he used to speak those things, all the party ecosystem, like all the leaders, party frontals, sympathizers, everyone was speaking only on that part of it. So it used to settle down better in people's mind. In fact, when CBN sir got arrested, because I know your third question is about the arrest, it was during one of those trips.
Okay.
In fact, actually, I personally feel, and I got this input from few of my friends in YCP also, that this is what irked YCP a lot. Because CBN sir then started doing 10-day long trips, where like he took irrigation as a problem. So first week of August, he just reached out, like he visited a lot of failed irrigation projects that were there. So that actually riled them up a lot.
Okay.
Then when he was picked up by authorities in September, that time he was on a 10-day trip talking to Rayalaseema farmers about how the since government was not prepared for the rain that happened over there, their crops got destroyed. And it was actually hurting them a lot.
Okay.
I know it from the other side also, and I have seen that in surveys also. And that's when he got picked up. It was the last day of that trip. So the trip was supposed to culminate in Nandyal, and one day before, like the night before that, he got arrested.
Okay.
So I mean, if you have someone like Chandrababu Naidu with you, and you're not able to brand them, like market him properly, any strategist worth their salt will use that to the best possible extent here.
So you have worked with both Jagan Mohan Reddy as well as and Chandrababu Naidu. What do you see the difference between both the leaders?
Can I first talk about similarities?
Yeah.
Both of them very hardworking.
Okay.
Very hardworking. I mean, JMR sir also is exceptional work ethics. And CBN sir, I told you, like he's on another level. He's also very hardworking. Both of them have very good understanding of their vote base, their support base. They know what exactly are the demands of their support base. They know exactly what they should say, how they should say. I mean, at least even in the most complex things, they know. Third, this thing that I told you about, that even if you give a very long presentation, so both of them, they'll listen to you, and at the end of it, come with like 3-4 line gist, which will be like the workable information that they need, what you have to do, what someone else has to do, and what's the follow-up plan for it. Both of them have the same thing. Coming to differences, if I take the third point, so when you are presenting to CBN sir, he will comment on each and every slide while you are presenting it.
Okay.
And because he also has a lot of ideas, he will be like, okay, no, you said this, hold on, can you tell me this, or I have read this somewhere, or somebody has told me this. That sort of thing happens. With JMR sir, it used to be like you present, he'll listen to you end to end. Then he'll be like, okay, go to slide number 3, or look, go to page number 3. There you have mentioned this. I feel this is there. So that's like, so his like CBN sir will be, while you are, it will become more like a brainstorming session. Here it will be more like a feedback sort of thing. That okay, you do this and come back to me. With CBN sir, I feel because CBN sir he himself worked as a strategist for late Mr. NTR, no? So since he was also a strategist, and JMR sir also worked as sort of like he used to manage his father's office when late Mr. YSR. Yeah. So I feel since both of them have kind of like, what kind of, at that point of that was
they knew what
so they know what the role, like what the role of a strategist is, and they knew in and out of an election campaign. Vijay Kumar sir was like, you commit a deadline, but if you don't meet that deadline,
Okay.
so like it never happened with me, but I saw few people getting scolded left, right, center when they didn't meet the deadline. But one thing I'll have to say for both of them, like I know the public perception is that both are very opinionated people. They don't. My personal experience with both of them, I'll have to say, both of them has been really good. Like quite open to ideas and suggestions, quite open to new ways of doing things, and always ready to disrupt. Like favorite thing both the individuals, disrupt. If something is not working, don't shy away from disrupting it. So both of them had the approach, and I felt that that's a very common theme with almost all great leaders is that they're always ready to disrupt. If either things work or you disrupt them. There can't be a status quo and things are not moving yet.
So what project does STC has in hand right now?
So right now STC is working with Mr. Eknath Shinde.
Okay.
There are few offers that have come in the last 1 month or so because our friends in TDP have put in a very good word out there. But very honestly, we have still not decided on what we'll be doing next. I mean, obviously Eknath Shinde ji we are working with, so that will be one focus project. But any new project we haven't decided yet. Yeah.
So is STC going to involve with the governance also with Chandrababu Naidu?
I can't comment on that right now, but CBN sir has kept us in engaged after polling also. So there's a lot of discussion that has been going on about assessment and all those things. So probably but can't comment it right now. Yeah.
Okay. So one last question which I really want to know, understand from you. For a political consultant, is it easy to work with the incumbent government or party or the opposition party? Which is easier and which is hard, and how do you see that?
Yeah, nothing is easier as such. I mean, see, the thing is that if you are in government, then obviously you have the resources to get a lot of things done. In terms of you have administration and all those things. You can do government initiative and get that things done. But then obviously anything under the sun, if it goes wrong, you're screwed. Then even you're in opposition, obviously then you have the advantage where it's not your fault always, no? If anything goes wrong in the society. But then obviously you don't have that support also. I mean, if you are in government, obviously organically, and I'm not saying that media is bad, and I don't believe in all that jazz. But let's say if a sitting minister says something, obviously they'll get more coverage in media as compared to a leader from opposition party. So it's easier to set the narrative, it's easier to create noise, but obviously then you are also the one to blame if anything goes wrong.
What worked for you and not worked for IPAC there? Because they were
in this
election.
I can't comment on what didn't work for IPAC because I don't know, it's very hard to comment here because we had almost IPAC had almost everything. This was a repeat project.
Yeah.
So it was not as if you are developing the political knowledge from scratch. You already know the ACs, you already know the political stakeholders. And since last time we were kind of in a build phase for YCP because the party cadre and all was still being aligned and all. So the information was honestly till village level. Last time we gave a list of around 6,000 TDP leaders, village level, panchayat level leaders for them to post people with clean images who are slightly miffed and all. So that all information was there. Village wise, which village is with you, which village is not with you, that was also there. If you are there for 2 years, that, and plus you are in government. That's like gold mine, yeah. What else do you need? Think about it. If you know in your worst, what's the inclination of a particular village? In your at your worst, like, because in 2017 YCP was in a low phase, where they had lost Dandyal by poll and all those things that happened. So 2 years is sufficient time to do anything here. So being in, like, here, see, there is some because I was a founding member and we also sacrificed the blood and sweat to build that organization. I feel bad as how can things go so wrong. I can't totally, like, understand how can they mess it up.
Okay.
Because this was probably, it was very challenging for us, because Kader was slightly demoralized in the beginning and everyone was very eager to write off Chand Babu. Anyone who has no over and all that thing.
Yeah, that was...
So, I mean, I was surprised that everyone was so eager that so first thought, no over. Like, boss, how can you write off someone who has been in the, like, political ecosystem for 40 years, has been an active player, has, like, been with people like Vajpayee ji, Advani ji, Sonia Gandhi ji, such stalwart, and everyone is very eager to, finished, everyone was writing. So it was tough. One thing that worked for us, I can tell you very honestly, we first acknowledged that this is a tough project, and this was done from both the sides. Like, CBN sir also acknowledged that it will be a tough task to do the turnaround. He gave us space to set the overall strategy. So in a strategy you have a major arc and then you have minor arcs through which you go to that particular result. So there were certain modifications that used to happen in the minor arcs of strategy, because obviously based on results and all whatever is happening we used to change. But on the major arc of it, he was like, he asked a lot of questions in the beginning, but once he committed to it, he stuck to that. And I mean, that's like a dream thing for a strategist here, that if your leader has so much faith in you, then you get that, when your leader trusts you, you get that space to do your thing, right? And with CBN sir, it was, honestly, it was slightly easy because he also understood technology. So it was not you were telling him things from scratch, and he already knew, as I told you, when we used to go with certain input, so he'll be like, oh no, you are using it this way, why can't you use this way, or maybe look it from this perspective, or don't take this technology bottom up because people will not buy in, take it top down, make it more like heavy handed, like, so those sort of things. And plus couple that with somebody who did that when political analysis used to happen on pen and paper. Like, he started in 70s, yeah. So from that sort of thing, I mean, I personally feel that I'm blessed that I got an opportunity to work with someone like him, because such understanding of the overall political space, tech space, and the psyche of Indians in general and Telugu community in particular. Like, his vision always was all about India. That's all, that Vision 2047 thing. I mean, this is something very close to his heart. Like, he used to talk a lot about it, and a lot of discussions happened in that, although it was not related to election. But he was always very passionate about it, discussing about things. He has this idea of P4 model.
Yes.
So that also is quite close to his heart. He feels that if implemented properly, that can be the next big thing after the P3 model that we have of governance.
Like, when I was studying Andhra Pradesh during the election, I got to know that political consultancy, as you have also mentioned that you have posed many leaders and many like, there were promises that, okay, we will give you some money, you come to our party.
No, I don't deal in that. Okay, you complete your question, then I'll answer.
Yes, even the sarpanches, many of the sarpanch have mentioned this, that okay, there were offers of money, but at the last moment they didn't get. So how do you see it as an ethical point of view during the election and also in the politics?
Yeah, so you are not wrong in saying this. Recently, a lot of the new kids that are coming in, like new kids, and I'm saying like new graduates who are joining in at the lower level, I've seen this tendency to offer money to a politician in terms of coming to your party or maybe threatening them using administration and police and all, which I feel is, pardon my language, I might be a bit aggressive about it, but it's really stupid, yeah. Because, yeah, if let's say, if I offer money to a politician, it's not he'll give me a receipt for it, no. I'll take the money and he'll take the money. Okay, you say that you join the party, then I'll give you the money. He'll join the party, take the money, go back. Do whatever you can. Can you really stop a politician from going away after he has taken money? Then you might say that, okay, we'll use police and administration to put pressure on it. That only works when you are really, really powerful. And in politics, no matter how mighty someone is, you should always be prepared that one fine day your cards will go down. Okay. So in that case, these will be the first people who leave you.
Okay.
You will be thinking that it's like you go to a war thinking that I have, let's say, 1 lakh soldiers, but 70,000 of those soldiers are ready to defect the moment you appear weak. So that generally the way I approach is, there's no rocket science in this. You just see what are the political ambitions of a particular leader. If you can offer a better future to them or a better way to achieve that target, then that's the best aligned thing.
So what are the offers which anyone makes?
So a lot of people have, different leaders have different ambitions, yeah. Certain people want to be the tallest leader of their caste.
Okay.
Certain people want to be a really impactful player in their area. Certain people have a lot of, I've seen that people have policy related ambitions also. Especially people who have been personally impacted by certain things, like a lot of these farm leaders and those sort of people, that they want a particular thing to be changed.
Okay.
And it's quite surprising that these people are really passionate about it. So, yeah, I mean, these are the three things. So when I approach them, I either offer them like, okay, sir, you want to be like a tall leader of your community or caste or whatever demography. Let's say somebody wants to become a big youth leader. So I try to understand what exactly they want, what they have in mind. If I can come up with a better offer or maybe a more realistic offer or something that aligns with that also, I discuss with my leader, I propose to them. If somebody wants to become a big player in their regional politics, like region, so generally one problem I see is everyone thinks that only MLA and MP can do something, but there are a lot of options in Indian politics. Indian political ecosystem, there are a lot of options in which you can, if you really want to do a good job. If your motivation is something else, then that's a totally different thing. But if you really want to do something good for your community, for your region and all, there are different options also. So it's a negotiation. You discuss with them. I generally propose them what better can be done, and try to find. I mean, all negotiations are about finding a workable middle ground. No, everyone has their romantic thought. Both the sides, you have to bring them to the same workable solution part of it, and then get things done.
What if they disagree?
Okay. I no grudges there. I mean, come on. All the genuine political players are mature enough to understand that there aren't any there are no personal grudges that anybody maintains here. I mean, if our interests align, we'll work together. If our interests don't align, we'll not work together. If your interests align with my competitor, I understand that you'll obviously work with my competitor. मतलब तुम मेरी बुआ के लड़के तो हो नहीं ना कि मतलब तुम मेरे लिए काम करते रहोगे. So it's that's also a mark of any successful politician that you'll meet. And I mean, I'm too young to comment on such things here, but whoever I have met, people who have actually done well, I've seen this level of maturity with them. Yeah. Nobody holds any long-term personal grudges unless you have done something like. There are certain people who might say certain very rude things about people's families and all. That time, leaders get really offended and hold personal grudges. But if you say something to them, that all is understandable.
They are of thick skin.
Yeah. See, don't you think to do well in life, in whichever domain you are in, you have to be slightly thick-skinned?
Okay.
I mean, let's take you as an example. You're a journalist, you meet politicians. Unless a politician does some personal harm to you, or let's say something really mean about your family or you personally, as such, some minor thing, let's say they committed an interview, they didn't come up, or made you wait for like 3-4 hours, will you hold a grudge against them? Like, you might be pissed. Might be pissed, but will you hold a grudge? No, I'll not take his interview. See, in these places, no, so ego, like self-realization, like what exactly are you bringing to the table, what you understand, what you don't understand. It's a very important thing here. And that I've seen all the successful politicians, they really, really, really know what exactly are they bringing to the table. Those who live in fool's world, they are cut down to their size very soon. But all the successful politicians know, generally they don't hold any personal grudges unless you have really rubbed them wrong. Like, you do something very personal, then you are screwed, boss. But they are all understand. And one beautiful thing about Indian democracy is that our elections are really competitive. There is no space for personal egos in the long term. Yeah. There is no space. Like, बहुत बड़े बड़े 30 मार्क उतार दिए इंडियन राजनीति में ज़मीन पे, तो कोई भी अपना पर्सनल ईगो बहुत लंबा नहीं लेके चल सकता यार. Sorry, I switched to Hindi.
No, that's fine. Thank you, Shantanu.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for watching South First.